It's 5:30 in the morning, just trying to go to work. Every day there's a line. There's a lot of lines in life. Go to the bank, there's a line. Grocery store, there's a line. Good evening, YouTube. Got some of my friends to show you. So I had a friend over, we talked a little bit. It came out that I went to Louisiana after Hurricane Katrina. I did some work out there. It's kind of a crazy story. I was a roofing contractor in Southern California. Hurricane Katrina happened. So I bought a school bus. It was a short bus. And I gutted it out. And I filled it with 13 workers. And drove out to New Orleans. Was going to help tarp some roofs and help some people out. In life, things don't go to plan. So what I did is I took some signs and put on the bus that hurricane emergency response. So none of the cops would mess with me. And I drove straight to New Orleans. When I got there, contact was this guy from Texas. Before I could do any work, you had to take a FEMA class. I go to take the FEMA class, and I show up, and FEMA's like, yeah, we're not teaching this class anymore. I couldn't do any work for FEMA without this course. So I'm thinking, man, I just brought 13 workers out to New Orleans to work, and now I have no work for them. And on top of that, we lived in a tent city. And the other guys working for FEMA, I mean, like 2 or 3 of them, they were from New Orleans. And they're like, yeah, we're tarping roofs for FEMA. It's been 3 months, 2 months, haven't been paid, haven't been paid yet. I was thinking, oh my gosh. Everything that I was hearing and was somewhat promised wasn't looking so good. I opened up the phone book and started calling roofing contractors. The third number I called, the guy met me in like 10 minutes, showed me a roof. Man, my guys were working. The next day we tore a roof off on a commercial building and started putting on a new one. I ended up flying back to California, keep business running there. 2 days later, one of my workers gets stabbed in the tent city. It's like a beer dispute. I don't know what was going on. They kicked everybody out of the tent city, which was basically living at a shopping mall parking lot. The guys had no place to go. There were no bathrooms. I think the nearest gas station was 20-30 minutes away. There was 2 restaurants that had opened by then, and like no grocery stores were open. And what really made everything work was the Red Cross. I give the Red Cross high props because they were the only ones that provided food. Like, we were guaranteed 2 meals a day from the Red Cross. Otherwise, we would have like starved to death out there. I totally appreciate the Red Cross and what they did for us while we were out there. They were consistent. The volunteers were nice, they were kind, they were fair. Can't say enough good things about the Red Cross. Everybody else that was helping out, collecting donations, man, give it to the Red Cross. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it a long time. They take care of everybody. They took care of me and my people when we were out there. They get kicked out of the tent city. They were picking up different work, and eventually everybody scattered. By the time I made it back out there, there was like a couple guys left, living in who knows where, with no bathroom facilities. They're basically homeless. Totally crazy. Crazy. The dump trucks were rigged crazy. I mean, the place was madness. A couple lessons I learned from this was, 1, don't chase a storm that's out of your location. At least for me, I drove halfway across the United States to help out, but at the same time, you know, I was out of my league. You know, I didn't have anyone there I knew. I wanted to help. I was very proactive. You know, the guy from Texas I was talking to, FEMA, everything. It just, you know, by the time I got out there, it wasn't what was promised. So wait for the disaster to happen where you're at, and then be proactive right where you're at. Because the people that were from there, they got the hotels. You know, the people that are from there, they get the aid. But you going out there to help, you don't get the aid. When the tent cities get out of control, they kick you out. It just wasn't a friendly place for foreigners, if you will. Ended up selling the school bus to a guy. Anyway, he never paid me, and so I had to take a loss on it. Ended up losing a couple $1,000s on it, on the whole deal itself. Made a little money roofing, paid the guys, whatnot, but for me, I lost a few $1,000s. A lot of crazy things happen, and I'm very proactive. I see something, I'm gonna do it, and I just go do it. I jump in with 2 feet, and sometimes I'm very successful at it, and sometimes, you know, I was out of my league or the stars didn't align for me, and it was a total adventure. Some of the stuff I saw was absolutely like terrifying, amazing. The people there were interesting. Some people, you know, were very friendly, but I got to see a side of it that unless you lived there wouldn't get to see. You get to see the water line, the cars that were submerged, you know, a lot of that stuff was very interesting to see and live. And then we helped rebuild and gut out some houses for some people so that they could restore it and not lose their whole property to mold, and fix the roof so they wouldn't leak. But I had to change course quick because tarping houses to keep them watertight wasn't an option working with FEMA. This is Rick with Dick Allan signing out. Have a good night, everyone.